So anything said or typed in the chat might become a part of that.
Okay.
All right, Amber, take it away.
Perfect. Sorry, I'm leaving my camera off as I'm working from a hotspot since like right before this meeting, I got a text that my internet was out. So perfect timing, but figure it out. So I'm Amber Rice. I chair the education committee, and maybe we can do some introductions. I think I know most people on the call. But if this is your first time joining us, maybe let us know who you are.
I believe I'm probably the newest member. My name's Troy Hoke. I work for the city of Cottonwood.
Perfect.
Been in the fire service for about 19 years. Currently a battalion chief with the city of Cottonwood, as well as I am also a pre-hospital coordinator for Verde Valley Medical Center. So.
Awesome. It's really nice to meet you. And then I see Jason on and Sandy. So Jason, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
There we go. Yeah, sorry, we're having the same internet problems up here. So I keep getting these things that say internet going down. I'm like, no. So I'm going to turn mine back off. But
okay.
Hey, I'm Jason Johnson, I'm medical director up in northeastern Arizona, and I work with the Summit Regional Medical Center, and I also do air medical for some flight companies. And then I'm on education committee and PMD and MDC.
Cool. And how about Ann?
Hi. This is definitely the first time I've gone to one of these work groups. I'm usually like in the meetings, but not always saying anything. So I'm Ann Vosbrink. I'm the EMS data manager for the AZ Peers pre-hospital database. And most of you guys I've worked with extensively, but some of you I haven't. So it's nice to meet you.
Perfect. Sandy?
And I'm Sandy Nygaard. I'm the pre-hospital coordinator for Banner Ironwood and Banner Goldfield. I'm also on the education committee and state trauma advisory board. And I also represent AIMS.
Cool. And then Shelley.
Hey, everybody. My name is Shelley Bissell. I work at the Bureau of EMS and Trauma System, and I coordinate stakeholder meetings. And I can do live edits for the PowerPoint if you like.
Yeah, I made a couple changes, but you can do live edits because they were just small changes. So
do you want to display your screen, Amber?
No, you can go ahead, Shelley, and that way if there's something crashes on mine, then everyone can keep going or something. But so I'm super glad that Ann was able to join us today because I do have a couple questions on this. So this PowerPoint needs to be mostly reviewed. So it was put together, and I think the last time we reviewed it was 2016 or 2020? 2020. So it's been a couple years since we reviewed it. I do see some stuff in here that's a little out of date, but I think the majority of it is probably fine. So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of go through slide by slide. If you guys see something that looks out of date or not current, or something that needs to be added, just let us know, and we'll work through those couple of slides. And then, yeah, and then we'll kind of go from there. So we'll start at the beginning. So this presentation was put together mostly to talk about sort of data management and data accuracy and data completeness. So it's super valuable. I think I've gone to this PowerPoint many, many times to sort of explain to people how the data flows. And so anything that's unclear, we can kind of fix in here. And then there's a couple things related to like the Cactus data set and stuff like that that probably need to go. So anyways, the objective of this presentation obviously is to educate field personnel on sort of how ePCR data works and where the data mapping goes and the importance of data completeness. So just given that in mind, like this should be able to be given to to general field personnel. Okay, next slide, Shelley. So here's our definitions. I don't see anything in here that looks strange. Okay. So these are the databases, AZ Peers, NEMSIS, and AZ Share.
All right, I'll move on.
Okay. So this just gives a little bit of information about NEMSIS itself.
And do we know that those links are all still active?
I don't know.
I
We
can
check.
check. Right.
And then obviously we're still on some version of version 3, right, Anne? 3.5.
This is what
Yeah,
came up.
actually we have a few in 3.5. We have most of them are still in 3.4 and they're transitioning over the next 6 months. So
Okay.
when I looked at this the other day, I had a bunch of stuff, kind of questions about perhaps some updates because things are changing. But
Okay.
we can talk about those when we get done reviewing the presentation.
Okay, perfect. So these are the time-sensitive illness and injuries. And so, Anne, is this still accurate? Like, are you still using this definition in here, or was this just related to the Cactus data set?
I think that was just related to the Cactus data set. That doesn't mean that those aren't the ones you guys want to pick as the most, I don't know, important. But that specific list was, I remember, something that Vatzel ran for the Cactus data set.
Yeah, so we're not using the Cactus data set anymore, correct, Anne? It's just
Correct.
the validation scores. So we used to have this Cactus data set with the premier EMS agencies. So now this slide might be slightly out of date. So if we want to change this list up of what we feel like are the most important illnesses and injuries, we can do that here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any things we want to change in here?
No, pretty much looks, it's pretty good.
You guys would leave that? Okay, we can go down.
All right, next slide.
Yeah, that's the same. We can go down. So
Delete
this
this
is
slide.
the slide probably that needs to get deleted. Because we got rid of the Cactus data set.
right.
This, I think, still stands. Unless you guys want to change anything about why data completeness matters. But I think this slide definitely captures it.
All right. I'll move on to the next one.
And in here, this one says under reporting of performance measures, and it is defined in the box, but I don't know if we just want to change the wording of that bullet just to make it more clear.
Like doing something like inaccurate reporting, or is that what you're kind of getting at?
Yeah, exactly. We could say so.
I said maybe something more positive than
Right.
inaccurate.
Yeah.
Right. So like just kind of how they have it phrased in the bottom is a little bit better. So saying, create benchmarks, get credit for your performance or get credit for performance. Something like that.
Yeah. Improvement. Get credit for performance and improvements or something like that, so they can see that it's making a difference.
Should I delete the background note?
with acknowledgement of performance and improvements.
Okay, sorry. Oh yeah, I love that.
That sounds pretty good.
I'm gonna change the presenter note.
Yeah, it's fine. You just delete it probably, or yeah,
Who's not getting credit for work done at its.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, I like that. Perfect.
Right, moving on.
Okay. And then this is an and question, as long as this is still accurate.
So one of the things with this, I don't know if we want to change it because maybe the concept of it is more important than the fact that it's actually completely accurate.
Mhm.
It says at the bottom, I noticed that it says narrative and free text field cannot be imported into AZ peers. So narratives can be imported into AZ peers. They are,
Mhm. Okay.
but they're not sent on to NEMSIS. But it's correct that they're not queryable. I mean, it's almost impossible. So I don't know if it matters so much to kind of take out the part about they're not imported into AZ peers, or if you just want to make the emphasis on the fact that they're not useful as far as a, en masse.
So data must be documented in a queryable or drop down. I guess you could just delete that first sentence of that note, just so that people don't say something inaccurate.
I mean, free text fields cannot be imported unless they're existing NEMSIS fields. So that's probably the best way to put it. But I don't know. Like I'm very, it's very specific details. And like you said, this is for the provider in the field who maybe you just want to kind of convey the message that it's important to use the drop downs.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so I left the sentence that say data must be documented in a queryable or drop down field.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want to put that just on the slide?
I think that'd be a good idea because a lot of times people don't see the notes at the bottom.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're not going to see that. So I don't know if we just want to put that statement on the slide somewhere.
We'll make a separate slide that says important.
Yeah.
Change the font size there.
And then do you want to take out the X in the middle X? I guess it's not really middle, but it's middle of the flow chart or do you want to, like I said, just leave that for emphasis on the fact that it can go through, but that's not really what's gonna be helpful for, our data collection.
So take that X out. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Was that accurate, Anne?
Sorry, I'm on mute. Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, cool.
Everybody good?
Mhm.
Moving on. Everybody like this slide?
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on.
And again, Anne, is this a NEMSIS thing or is this a AZ peers thing, this core data elements?
So this, the core, we might want to change that because that was a cactus term.
Yeah.
But, they're still, key. And we could call
Just
them
important data elements.
I mean, yeah, you could call them key or key performance indicators, which is super long. The other thing is my guess is these are probably still the ones that are missing, but this information probably came from when Vatsil ran the reports for Cactus showing which ones were the most, or the least well filled out.
Yeah.
But they're probably still the same It's probably still the same issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can just say, important data elements or frequently missed data elements. I think they're just important things to document. But core data elements. The following crucial items are frequently missing from ePCRs. I don't know what to call this slide then.
Just call it data elements. Take out the core,
Yeah,
maybe.
because the slide is about missing data, like things where we have frequently missing data and why it's
Or
important.
about missing data elements. Or no, because they're not always missing.
We can say data completeness elements or
Data elements to verify. That's
no, it's like data. It's like we could just call this one data completeness. I don't know.
yeah, that'd work.
And then get rid of elements.
Yeah, that actually sounds much better.
Mhm. Because it defines that in the next sentence. So in the sentence below.
Yeah. Names and date of birth are crucial to linking outcomes. Race and ethnicity are important for epidemiologic purposes. Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, it ties it all together.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good slide because I think it highlights things that we maybe don't, if we don't have a closed call rule on and they don't answer it, then we're getting very incomplete data. So that one's good. Okay.
Is this just for those data, the previous slide? Is that just for field personnel? Or is it for others? Because when you have the numbers after it, are those important for the field?
The ePatient.14, like those?
Right. Because I'm wondering
Yeah.
if they might go, well, what's that for?
No, I think it's important because those folks that do any of the work in the ePCRs will need to know where these things map to. So they'll know what it is, I think. I don't know. Troy, what do you think?
As it's kind of hard to tell, like sometimes you're missing, but working with Anne, she's helped us
You don't
like,
need to write
make
that, Shelley. I would just leave
make
it.
sure that those are highlighted red so we don't like forget to enter that stuff. You know what I mean? Because you can make what's mandatory to be entered in your report without closing to get
Yeah.
100% validity.
Yeah, if the ePatient.14 on the slide here, that's not going to confuse anybody, right?
No, well, no, that's in the patient section.
Yeah. And then I would maybe change the title of the next slide to be the same, Shelley. Because again, it's about data completeness.
Okay.
Perfect. I don't know. What do you think of this one, Anne? Is this still necessary?
That fifth
Maybe
bullet has
supposed to-
four.
yeah, that I didn't see that thing before the core data element. Maybe I don't know, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would just maybe delete that sentence.
I don't think any of this is wrong. I do not, and this is just me personally. I don't understand what bullet point 3 means, but that's just I'm not.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either.
Mm-hmm.
You and your agency should
Are
identify
people?
not
Oh, go ahead.
values that qualify them for this data variable. I have no idea what that means.
Mm-hmm.
It's deleting it.
Okay. Statewide patient medications and allergies have low completion scores. Is this still true, Anne? Like, is that still true?
I don't know.
Yeah, some of the stuff, I don't know if this is true or not.
You could put something like traditionally statewide medications, blah, blah, blah. Then it's like, okay, it's been in the past. I don't know if it still is.
Yeah, we can, or we
Historically.
could just say statewide, or we could just say patient medications and allergies are important for patient care. We don't have to make a statement about that.
Yeah.
Legislation.
Just combining the two sentences.
Yeah. Yeah. So patient medication and allergies are important for patient care. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hate to make too many statements about like what's like what people are doing and not doing because I don't have that information. Response to procedure documentation.
Do you want to take off the second half of that first sentence? It sounds to, I mean, I don't know. Does that sound redundant? Or no? Or is it because hospital care is different than EMS care?
No,
maybe?
no. I think it's fine. Yeah.
Keep it.
I mean, it is important because the hospital, sometimes it might be the only place the hospitals can get this information. But
Especially if you have an unresponsive patient.
yeah. And then again, the other third bullet down here, response to procedure documentation has room for improvement. Again, without reports about what people are doing, this is hard to figure out. Response to procedure documentation. I don't know if we just take that out. Or we can say another commonly missed data field is response to procedure documentation.
Because I see that does get missed. I mean, they
Does a
do
lot.
something and they don't put how the patient responds to whatever it is they did.
Exactly. I do think that's pretty common. Yeah. Orientation. And then we can get rid of room for, yeah, perfect. Yeah, I like this. Okay, another opportunity for improvement is vital sign documentation. E in Title CO2 must be documented for any successful airway intervention. Okay.
All right. All good. Next slide.
I don't know. Is that okay for you guys? The way this
Yeah, the
works.
only thing is
Pretty
maybe you want to put
straightforward.
something at the top about end title, or you just want to keep it kind of generic because the whole thing is basically about end title. At the top, you just say airway critical patient safety indicator. I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe say, maybe put end title CO2 in the front of that.
Right.
ETCO2 is a critical patient safety indicator or something like that.
Yeah, or like
Or
a
dash.
hyphen there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I capture it correctly?
Yeah. And then maybe just put a dash, like a hyphen right there for your, yeah. End title CO2.
Oops.
And then it would be just take off the S at the end of indicator
Yeah.
because that's really the only one we're going after is end title. We're not really looking at like color change or the other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
All right. Moving on.
And then these other slides were all data elements that I believe were part of the Cactus data set.
Probably, yeah. And honestly, like most of our Easy Peers data set was contained within the Cactus data set.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it really just matters if you guys think that these are still important. And as we go along, or I can do it at the end, I haven't gone through these really carefully, but there definitely are going to be some changes for 3.5, where some
Okay.
of these are actually deleted. Like they're no longer going to be available in the next 6 months. So I don't know how you guys want to approach that since they are now, but they won't be, some of them.
Yeah, personally, if they're not going to be available, I would like them gone.
The whole slide deleted.
No, like the which ones Anne needs to go through and delete the elements that are going away.
Okay.
Right. So if there's a couple we're keeping, yeah, but get rid of any that we're not going to try.
Yeah, that'll be an Anne thing, I guess. Can go through. But the data elements I think are important. I think they're important for folks to know what we use for benchmarking and things like that. So so those are the STEMI data elements. And then what's the next one, Shelley?
And I think those are all staying, just so you know. This one, some of these are going away and they've added new ones.
Okay.
That are pretty similar. So
Okay.
I don't know if there's any new ones that are just like different than anything they've asked before.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
if I need to follow up with somebody, I probably do need someone to I'd make changes to confirm that that's what you guys want. Would you want
Okay.
me to send it to the group or?
You could probably send it to Shelley,
Okay.
right, Shelley?
Yeah, I can send it out. Yeah, I'll send it out in mass
Yeah.
to the work group.
Okay. And so these are the cardiac arrest ones. And then the next slide talks about the shared data set. Okay.
And then the next one.
Stroke data elements. Okay.
Next slide.
Okay.
And the next is trauma.
Okay. They've highlighted that one.
Will any of that change, Anne, due to the new trauma guidelines, trauma triage guidelines?
I don't think that should change that. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the changes that they're gonna do a hot fix in this spring, so soon. I think it's all within those elements, or adding values or changing the values to those elements. So I don't think the elements themselves would be affected. You know, like you don't need to take out the number or change it.
Right. But one of the criteria might change slightly specifically within that dropdown.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, and this one kind of speaks to the drug and alcohol indicators. This just says why we collect it.
All right,
That
moving
also
on.
Accurate. And then trauma.
That one might change a little bit, will it? Because they're only using the GCS now 6 for MODA, less than 6.
I think just for the triage part of it, Sandy, but I don't think that, I still think that the specific GCS data elements, if they're documented, go to the state trauma registry.
Okay.
For their data set. So I don't think that will change. I think just what specific part of the GCS they're using to make their determination about level 1 trauma or not.
Okay.
So that shouldn't change in here. Okay.
This is TBI.
TBI. And then this again, so this is the EPIC study. This has nothing to do with data completeness or anything else. I don't know. We don't require 3 from our agencies for, I mean, if they're bad trauma, they usually get a bunch of vital signs, but I don't know. Is this confusing to people? Because this is not any kind of requirement. This is those that were part of the EPIC study.
And the EPIC study has been closed.
Yeah, I mean, they're not collecting data for Epic right now. All of that,
Right.
all of that was completed. So I don't know if we should get rid of this.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I think this is going to fall under individual medical direction as far as what they have for their
Yeah,
offline protocols for TBI and that kind of thing. It's already going to be written
yeah,
out.
yeah. I think this could be confusing because we're not really collecting data for Epic anymore.
Right.
All right, I'll delete it.
Pediatric. Okay.
Now the next.
Okay.
Moving on to the next.
And that's pretty much it.
We do
So you
have some
only-
new- oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
We have some new, they're not new to everybody or NEMSIS, but they're new to the AZ peers data set that we added for 3.5. They've always been around though, and a lot of agencies were documenting them anyway, and they're all the e-exam fields. So
Okay.
I don't know if you guys feel like it would really be helpful to add some of those and to look those over and to see what you guys might want to add to the, whatever the key illnesses and injuries are, or if you feel like it's, they're not going to memorize them while they're looking at the slides anyway. So,
How many are there, Anne? That were active?
well, total in the whole data set, I'm not sure, but none of the e-exam fields except for, I think, neurological assessment, mental assessment, date time of assessment, and weight were part of the data set before. And now we've added, there's 26 total. Not that they're always going to be completed, but it's kind of like vitals. They're important in some cases for certain things. I'm not suggesting you do or don't add them. I just wanted to mention that that's something that's part of the data set in the next version now for AZ peers.
How important do you guys feel, specifically like Troy and Sandy, do you feel that we include the new data elements to explain that there are new data elements? But I don't know if we want them documented, shouldn't we add them, Anne?
I don't, I'm
Be
I've got a
interesting
bunch
to
of
know
documents.
what they are.
I think I'd defer to Troy on this because I've got a bunch of stuff on the website that says exactly what's been added and what's been taken away, but that's kind of, I don't know if that's the focus for the providers or if that's more for their QA people.
Let's see.
I mean, if the understanding of this PowerPoint presentation is to go ahead and make sure that agencies have resources to make sure they know what they're capturing, then I would say it would need to be included. That way, this is the one-stop shop for us to get that information, to know that we need to include this in our charts.
So would it also be dependent on if you all add or subtract or modify the time-sensitive illnesses? They used to be the cactus ones. You know what I'm talking about? Like there was the opioids and the trauma and the stroke. Like if you added, I don't know, sepsis or something, you'd need to add a table for that too. Then is kind of what I wasn't sure what the presentation, I have to say, I'm not sure what the presentation's point is, but I wasn't sure if it was kind of to promote why data quality is important or if it's like to specifically tell them what they need to record. So
Exactly. So that's what I mean. The presentation is to try to say, hey, we as the providers, in order to collect our data for the state, are kind of being asked to collect these things. Then I would say it needs to be in there. If it's kind of like, hey, this is some useful information and we would like for you to try to capture it, then I would say that it's kind of just what do we want to try to have people capture?
Yeah. So where do you have that on the website? Oh, Arizona pre-hospital. So is it your
Yeah.
3.5 data set list? Is that what that is, Anne?
Yeah, and then there's a tab that talks about the transition. So the 3.5 data set is just a list of what's in 3.5. And then there's some stuff on the tab that talks about what was taken away and what was added. But like I said, it's useful if if you're the data person for your agency or you're doing reports. It would be way too much, I think, for, to put into like a presentation.
And that's
if you go down to that
okay.
bottom tab, that where is it? No, not at the tab on the bottom, not the bottom of the screen. Sorry. See, there's like another row of tabs because we had too many tabs. So there's the V3. Yep, that one. If you click on that, then there's a bunch of stuff. I think it would be well, you could do the crosswalk. Do you see it? It's under crosswalks, and then there's an Excel and there's a PDF.
Can we open the PDF? Clicking it. Clicking away. Let's make that bigger.
Yeah.
I can't see it, really.
So there's a little column there, that says whether or not it's in 3.4 and if it's in 3.5. And then if there was a change, you just look for the X's. So anything that was, and then what happened. So it'd be added and it's brand new or it was removed. And this is just meant to sum up so they don't have to read through the whole data dictionary to figure out what changed.
I can't see what you're looking at, Shelley.
Oh, the column header is up here in 3.4, in 3.5, and then change.
I just see your PowerPoint.
Oh,
And this is for the people that are on the state bridge, right?
no, this is for everybody.
Okay, so even if somebody's bought MS Trend, a subscription to Trend
Yep,
separately.
this is the data set that all agencies need to be collecting in 3.5. So nothing on my website, AZPR's website, is about people who use the system directly unless it says direct or enterprise in the term. So everything is for everybody. So like there's like something up there that says direct use, how to transition. That one would be for people that use the enterprise license. But everything else is made for anybody who's reporting pre-hospital data. I feel like I may have overwhelmed everybody. Sorry.
No, I just can't see what Shelley's looking at. All I see is the PowerPoint. Are you guys seeing something else?
Yeah, I'm seeing her page. I'm
I saw it when she opened the tab.
Oh, all I see is the PowerPoint.
That's weird. Do you have the PowerPoint open on your end, Amber?
I just have our PowerPoint. I don't know what you guys are looking at all.
Oh, I switched to walking around the AZDHS website, the
Oh, yeah.
data and quality assurance tab.
No, I can't see that at all. All I see is your PowerPoint.
Maybe make it small.
No, something's just not changing on my screen because I just only see the thank you slide. That's all I can
Maybe
see.
it's frozen.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, let me try to.
So I clicked through the azdhs.gov website and I went to the Bureau page and then I went to the data and quality assurance tab and then clicked on AZ Peers. Are you able to see the web page, Amber? I think you're on mute.
No, I can't see anything, Shelley. I just see your picture.
Oh, dang. Well, I was telling the group that I had manipulated the website. So I went to azdhs.gov, went to the Bureau page, and then I went to the Data and Quality Assurance page. And then I clicked on the AZ Peers
Right.
info. And that's where we have several tabs. One's called Getting Started, one is called Reporting and System Resources, another is Data Dictionaries, EMS using EMS data, and then she has a new one for B35, Transition Information and Resources. She put a bunch of info here.
Oh, that's where it was. I see now. Okay.
Maybe suggesting putting the link in there so people have the opportunity to go ahead and be streamlined to it from the presentation.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, like that idea.
Just so you know, unfortunately, the way the website's built, I mean, I don't know, I shouldn't say unfortunately, it won't go directly to this tab. So that link will go to the AZ Peers page, but it always starts off on the Getting Started tab. So always have to add the information to go click on that.
What about if we have a link to that PDF? Would it go straight to that PDF?
Yep.
So maybe we just include a link to that PDF in on the slide that we're talking about the data sets that need to be included.
Yeah, I don't know if we need that.
Maybe I'll just add a slide with links.
Yeah, we could do that.
Like a reference slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, looking through this PowerPoint slide, I mean, do you guys feel like this is too much for the providers? Because it says the educate field personnel on ePCR data mapping and importance of data completeness. Provide tools to help improve data input at the local, regional, state, and national level. I don't know. I can just see, like with the data tables, like the element tables. I don't know. I guess you could breeze through those. I just don't feel like they're ever going to look at those, but maybe they will.
There's a
You get every now and then you got a guy who'll probably click on links, but I would agree with you on.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
know
did-
some technology might not be great depending where they're at with the internet connectivity. I'm just going to put this in the chat.
Okay.
There's actually some stuff that's already done by other people, which is always nice to use if you don't want to, redo it if you like it. Sorry, that's my dog. I have 3 dogs and one of them is a puppy. And it's by NHTSA and EMSTS, and it goes through. It's really nicely done. It's about 2 minutes long. And
Okay.
it kind of tells why documentation is so important and what the data is used for and how it drives patient care. But I'm not telling you to put it in here. I'm telling you if you guys want to take a glance at it and see what you think, if it fits the mission of this presentation. Because when I was digging around, kind of looking for resources to see if anything had updated.
Yeah. Are you presenting anything right now, Shelley? I can't see anything on your screen.
I'm hopping around and adding reference links to a new slide.
Okay. I don't know why I can't see anything. That's driving me crazy.
Let's see. I'm going to take a picture of what she's doing and I'll put it in the chat and then you'll be able to see it. Oh, it won't let me paste pictures in. Sorry, Microsoft Teams I think does, but this one won't let you do screenshots and put them in the chat. Thank you.
Going between Microsoft products and Google products has made my brain hurt for, I don't know, how long we've been doing it? 2 years?
I think like 3. There's some stuff I like with some of the other products. I couldn't tell you which ones do what. I just know that sometimes I think I can do something and then I can't. And I really like to paste and images into the chat. It just makes it easier, but
completely infuriating.
So the only other thing that we didn't have in this presentation previously that would be something to discuss is like a slide about validation scores. Only because that specifically is used for the premier EMS agencies. But I don't know how you guys feel about putting that in.
Would it meet one of the objectives of the training?
I mean, it's a score that validates your data completeness.
I think that if an agency is looking to be a premier agency, they'll be able to look that up and research that on their own.
Okay.
And
Okay. So we can leave that out. Okay. So Shelley's got some reference link pages there. And then Anne, one more question for you. So you said you needed to go through and look at those different tables to see what had changed for 3.5. Is that true? Is that what you said?
well, yeah, I mean, I think everything is fine unless you guys want to add some additional items on the left. Those aren't really the element names, and that's fine. But like if you feel like there's additional things that should be documented to be a quality ePCR for STEMI or whatever, I can go find the element numbers. But I know specifically for cardiac arrest, and you could use my handy dandy thing that the PDF from the website, which I don't have pulled up, but I know Shelley did before. Some of those have been what they call deprecated, so they're gone. And they have been replaced with some new ones. So I don't even think, honestly, I'd have to change anything on the left.
On the left of what? Of the tables?
Sorry, the left column. I think it would just be on the right what it would be. So like, I've got too many screens open. Let me see.
So like where it says STEMI data elements, you're talking about the element number?
Yeah. And there's some other slight changes, but let me see.
I think it removed the AED use, didn't it? If I
No,
if I read that
changed it.
correctly.
Yeah, they changed it. So let me go. I actually have to open up. I use my own resources, I think more often than anyone else does. So
Do you want me to display the crosswalk, Anne?
yeah, that would be great. And I'll also keep an eye on it.
Let's see, where did I put it? All right, an arrest.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what was just on that slide a minute ago, but I know that the E-Arrest 05 was on there and that CPR care provided prior to EMS arrival. But in the left side, it said more like CPR care. So can you scroll just a little bit right on this? I know you had to make it bigger, but just scroll to the, it'll say what, keep going, please. It was replaced with E-Arrest 20. And you'll see like the one below it, the AED was replaced with E-Arrest 21 and 22. So if you go down to those, you can just see what they are. So they've, instead of, I think I changed it. I said it was 25, but yeah, who first initiated CPR, who first applied the AED, or first defibrillated the patient. So
Okay.
it's not that the information isn't going to be documented anymore, but it's documented slightly differently and the choices are going to be slightly different. But I think those are the kind of things that, because ERS 05 is not going to be available anymore,
Okay.
to just put the corresponding one in there. And I'm wondering why. I have a slightly, I've got to fix something in this. Funny how I only see an error once I'm actually showing somebody something. But, and there's just throughout this document, if it's grayed, or not if it's grayed out, if it's got like the little change thing, or it says it wasn't, if it's not in 3.5, it was in 3.4, those are the kind of things that we'd have to change, I think. Anything else would be something if you wanted to add it, because there's new stuff that wasn't there before, but it.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't see the far right column. So just, I mean, and when I made that comment, I didn't see that far right column. I just saw the first what AED removed, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
Oh, no. And you know, I mean, sometimes you do take stuff out where I'm like, really? And then we end up putting it back in the next thing. But
Okay, and if I took this PDF right here and just reconciled all those tables in the PowerPoint, you think that would be enough, right?
yes, but do you want to, I mean, that's a lot of your time. If you want,
I mean, there's not that many. I mean, there's a few. I don't think there's that many. I just want to make sure that what we have in the slides is accurate. Like, I don't want to have ERS 05 on the slide if there's no more ERS 05.
okay, yeah.
That sort of thing. So, I mean, I don't mind taking this. I just didn't know where to find this.
Yeah, I'm just noticing, like, for example, in ERS 20 in here, it says replaces ERS 06, but it should say replaces ERS 05 and 06. I just need to add that in there.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's, and if you read the name of the element, it's pretty obvious. It's, you know, pretty similar. And just so you know, what the reason this was done, because it's like, why would you swap these out when they're so similar?
Yeah.
Is one of the goals of going for 3.5 was to align with CARES. And even though Arizona doesn't participate in CARES, maybe we will someday. Most of the rest of the country does. And it hadn't matched up completely, which was super annoying for everybody trying to submit their data.
Oh, I see.
So this makes it align with CARES requirements.
Okay. Okay. And this is the crosswalk document?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I can pull that up, Shelley, offline, you know, after there's no sense in us doing it here necessarily. And I can make these changes to those data tables or the data element tables.
All right. I'll share the PowerPoint that we have edited today with the group.
Perfect. And I can make those changes and then I can send it back out to the group and people can take a look and make sure it still looks okay.
Okay. That sounds good.
What do you guys think? And then the rest of the PowerPoint, you guys feel okay with everything else we reviewed today?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it looks good. Like I said, like most of the content was there. I think it's kind of good timing to update it with 3.5 starting just to make sure that stuff looks accurate.
One very small thing on one of the slides, it says over 5 million records. I don't know if it matters, but now we're over 7 million records. I think it was
Great.
like
It does matter.
Okay. I think it's like the fourth slide.
Okay.
If you include D2 data, and if you don't, then in a month we'll be over 7 million. So by the time this gets out there.
Yeah.
I don't know which slide it was on.
We will find it.
We will change that as well.
And please do not, like I said, I know Shelley just put it in there for a placeholder for now, but please look at that YouTube thing. It's like 2 minutes and see if you guys think it fits this training, because I don't know. I thought it was well done because it's not painful to watch and it's short. But I'm not implying that you should be putting it in here.
I'm going to put a time commitment parenthetical next to it. So people know it's short.
Yeah.
I'll edit that off as well. right.
And
Well,
oh, sorry, I have just one more question. And I know, did you guys know that NHTSA NEMSIS partnered with Prodigy EMS, which is, I guess, one of the training
Mm-hmm.
people that they have a CE course available. I believe it's free, all about the importance of data and how it's used. That's available
Oh, okay,
for
cool.
and our EMT credit.
Why didn't you tell me this before we did all this, Anne?
Well, he just posted it a couple months ago, and I actually today was like, I know, I remember hearing this, and so I emailed them again, and they sent me. Shelley, would you mind could you put that link? I don't know if we'd put it here. I don't know what the proper thing to do. I think it might be someplace on the website, but I can put it in the chat too.
Does it repeat what we have here, or is it totally different?
I have not taken it, so I don't know. I just
okay.
know that it's accredited.
Yeah, we'll look at it, but I mean, I think this should be fine for most folks.
And what you have sent me sounds like something we're going to post on our webpage.
Okay.
All right. Well, I will save this draft and share it with the group. And then, Amber, you can make the table edits that you find.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll put those through and then I'll send it back around to the group. And then if everyone thinks it still looks okay, then we'll send it off to the education committee for the next meeting.
Yeah, they meet in March.
March, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'll just make sure I get it done this week.
I think that is, not that this matters, but I don't think I'll be at that meeting because that's my kid's spring break.
Okay.
But I don't think you need me, but I'm just giving you a heads up now.
Okay. Yeah, if something comes up, and we can always ping you about it, but thank you really for joining because it's helpful to have you explain some of this stuff.
No, I thank you for including me.
Okay.
And I think, as an education committee, I'm really proud of what we've put up on the website for education because it's really good.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you guys have done an amazing job.
We've done some good stuff. I've been using it with my troops and they keep sending me questions and I'm having to make quizzes for them.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's really, I think we're doing a good job. The education committee's really doing a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you for your leadership, Amber.
Oh, not a problem. I love doing it. So I love the teaching.
And hopefully all your internet gremlins are done for the day.
Oh my God. I can't. I don't even want to talk about it. Okay. If you guys don't have anything else, I will give everyone back the rest of their morning. What's up, Jace?
Just a quick question. So we are going to try to meet next Wednesday for the supraglottic.
Next Wednesday, I have supraglottic on my calendar for 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
Okay. I'm going to be driving. I got to train some air crews in New Mexico, so I'll be on the road, but I should be able to call in. I just won't be able to see anything.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, there hopefully isn't a ton to change on that one either, so.
Yeah, I didn't see anything terribly crazy in there.
Okay, cool.
I think Matt had submitted some suggestions.
Okay.
But
sounds good. Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Shelley, so much, and Anne.
Yeah. Thank you, Anne.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.